starting for Root Gaming to the bottom right of a Kill and Waste it is.
Root Gaming YugiOh.
Down a game in this series, being very aggressive. Did get blocked.
Yeah, pretty straightforward what we've seen in on map number 1. Now we're looking, of course, at the Zerg opponent of YugiOh. Starting to the top left is the Azubu player. It is
Azubu Sleep.
And now that we have a little bit more time, both players starting with the Overlord here, there won't be any early pulls in this game. Let's look a little bit at the statistics for both guys in this matchup. For Sleep, it's actually really impressive. He doesn't have the sample size that YugiOh has. He played 4 best of 3s and he won every single one of them. He has a 100% win ratio, dropped a single map, and that was against Savage. He took down Crazy, Savage, Pooh, and Lucky. But of course, his sample size is a little bit smaller than YugiOh's, and that's definitely something that you have to keep in mind here. If you look at YugiOh's match history, you will see that in Heart of the Swamp, offline, he played 24 maps and he won 67% of them, which leaves him with 16 and 8. So, still a really solid record. Most of the games that he lost were against like big names like Hyun, Solkey, and also Ghost User. But Sleep, so far, with a perfect record nearly, and he is in a position where he could improve on that.
For sure. Look at what YugiOh is doing very interestingly, though, Keller. He's going for gas on 14 right after his pool, so he's going for a very, very quick speed build here, which is going to maybe throw Sleep off guard. When you go for a build like this, it's great for the map because there's such an extremely wide ramp here. It's really hard to block the natural, of course, with Queens. There's a lot of surface area to morph in Banelings as well if you want to go for Banelings as a follow-up. Very difficult to be the defender with a late gas, and Sleep so far hasn't taken his gas just yet.
Something that you can do on this map if you are up against a build like this, once the creep starts spreading at the natural and you identify what's going on, you start building spine crawlers at the bottom of the ramp and you try to block the ramp with double queen. When the spine crawlers are done, the creep already spread forward a little bit and you reposition them so they can defend the natural and also access the ramp like with their shots. So that's one of the things that you can do if you're gonna up against this build. But of course, before you do that, you have to identify what exactly is going on.
Yeah. And so far he doesn't know just yet. He sees no natural. So that's of course a little bit suspicious.
Yeah.
And YugiOh now sending it down. So there is going to be a hatchery and he'll see that on his way out. But this for him is going to be very, very suspicious, and he starts a spine crawler immediately knowing, okay, you're definitely going to be aggressive with some Zerglings early on, possibly even Banelings.
He's getting the spine crawler here at the in the main base. I'm not quite sure I'm a fan of that. The problem for you really being that if you already have the expansion and your opponent is going for a lot of aggression, you don't have the Baneling nest yet, then it's very tricky to hold both the main and the natural. So the idea always is to get the double queen, block the ramp, and then it's better to have the spine crawler right at the front where we currently see the creep. That's exactly where his rally point is. So I could actually see him building another spine crawler over there.
Yeah, he may even try to move it. He was maybe scared there was going to be a faster pool before he saw that.
Yeah, maybe. Might be the case.
Well, we'll see. Yeah, he's moving the spine crawler down right now as we speak, so
okay.
He may even start a second one, but for now he's moving that one down. YugiOh starts the Baneling Nest. Extremely aggressive opening here. He knows Sleep has a good record in ZVZ. He knows that playing him in the late game is going to be difficult. Really wants to put on the pressure here.
YugiOh always was a very aggressive player, and he's showcasing this once again. And this is still a build that can work, and keep in mind that even if he does not kill his opponent with a build, he still is on 2 bases, or will be. So it's not like he's completely dead. A little bit unfortunate for Sleep here that his Zergling in the main base turned around and didn't give him the scouting information that he wanted. He of course knows what's up already, but it would have been nice for him to know exactly what he's up against.
Yep.
The queen is of course being taken out right away, if not for a couple of transfuse, but even with those, it's a problem. And you know?
Yeah, I can't believe he moved his queens off the ramp.
Yeah.
YugiOh could have gotten a lot with that.
He didn't want to go in because of the spine crawler, I feel. He was a bit reluctant to commit this much since he doesn't have a lot of Zerglings there. Once that they are, well, just think about what happens if there are a couple of Zerglings just waiting on top of the ramp.
Yeah.
So that's why he didn't try to get into the main base. But still, he can deny mining at the natural, and that gives YugiOh a lot of time.
Yeah, I actually really like YugiOh's position right now because he's droning up back at home. He has speed, his opponent doesn't. The orca count is fairly even, but he's got the better saturation, at least until just now when Sleep finally moves his drones back to the natural. But YugiOh with a very aggressive build here, and he trades okay, gets the faster speed. I like his position a lot.
The one thing that I don't really understand with the timing is why he gets the spine crawler this early, because he like what he basically did is like he started with a very aggressive build, went for the fast speed, did not commit really to it because he was just trying to bait Sleep out here, trying to make sure that Sleep overcommits to the defense. But why he got the spine crawler is I don't really know. Probably he expected Sleep to build a lot of Zerglings to deal with the aggression that he suspected YugiOh to go for, and then YugiOh was a little bit afraid that there might have been a counterattack. I feel it could have just delayed the spine crawl a little bit and put the drone to work and get to additional drones a little bit faster. But even as it is, we have both of them at fairly the same amount of supply in going into very similar tech paths now.
Very similar indeed. Both of them getting the Roach War and the layers going down. Evolution Chambers completed at the wall for Sleep, who's also going to push back an Overlord. Looks like he may even kill it. Yeah, you should be able to kill that one. And that's just one of the annoyances. YugiOh, who's already supply blocked, will have to face now into the red here. Queens try to be attacked, but they get away and they have a lot of energy. This third base is spotted right away for Sleep, so he's going to have to decide what he wants to do about that. He's also going into double upgrades, whereas we only have the +1 for missile range right now for YugiOh.
And that's kind of the trade-off that we have. Third base against double upgrades, but with the double upgrades and how the map worked out so far, Sleep definitely taking a bit of an advantage here. Those queens on the map are a little bit in trouble though, with all those Zerglings trying to chase them down, and there's not a lot for Sleep that can help out here, but nice transfuses in the last second making that happen.
I feel like he was just like, yeah, I dare you to attack my queens. I have so much energy. I even have a third queen coming down. I will fend it off unless you have like 20 Zerglings, in which case you don't have a lot of drones. So good idea there. And he almost killed the Overlord, which now is an Overseer going to scout the main base. And he sees, actually I'm going to double check, I think he saw a double Evolution Chamber. Yeah, he did. So he knows that it's going to be a bad situation for upgrades for him right now.
Yeah, he saw it already at the beginning because of the wall. But now the thing is, like, if he defends now his third base, then he might get that edge that he needs. But Sleep, on the other hand, he has to be the one who is a bit more aggressive. Zerglings are going to cancel or force a cancel at the third, even with the roaches moving in. That should not matter anymore. You can't transfuse the structure while it's being built. And there's the cancel in the last second. Lings are just running away here. The +1 attack upgrade was not done just yet, so still the roaches need 3 shots to take down a Zergling, not only 2.
Very nice that he was able to save the drone, Sleep that is, so he can restart the hatchery immediately. Meanwhile, YugiOh is starting to get some mining at his third base, and he's got a few roaches up here at the front. Sleep has to be extremely careful. He's trying to move that spine core down. He has a lot of transfuse energy on his queens, so he can transfuse his own roaches on the defense. But YugiOh, he definitely gets map control from this.
Yeah, for now he does. But we have the +1/+1 now done for Sleep in just a second. And there we go, moving in once again, both of them trying to do the damage here. A lot more roaches for YugiOh, but the problem is that he doesn't have that spine crawler.
Yeah, the upgrades definitely coming into play here, as well as those transfuses on the queen. And Sleep is pushing it back right now. He even starts +2 during this, but too many roaches now for YugiOh.
Yeah, roaches are moving in once again, trying to close the distance, keep that mining base for YugiOh in mind. Sleep has still not completed his third base. He's about to, but during all the time we already have additional gas income and mineral income for the Root Gaming player.
Right now, worker count 56 to 47 in Sleep's favor. YugiOh still not starting any additional upgrades. Now starts the +2. He's going to find himself a whole cycle of upgrades behind, though, with the Carapace. If Sleep starts his Carapace soon, he has the resource to do so. Right now, his limitation is actually only his larva. As soon as he gets that, he'll use his bank to make more roaches, as you can see on the production tab now. A great defense here so far, but YugiOh maybe going to try to break through here. I don't think he has enough.
I don't think he has the numbers here either, especially with that spine crawler and the extra queen there. More and more units are going to stream in for Sleep soon. But YugiOh, he's trying to pressure through, and I might have been wrong here. He might be able to just break that.
So close here, but with the reinforcements, he has pushed back. Sleep takes a supply lead here, and he still has that upgrade advantage.
The third base is really well saturated now for Sleep as well, but he does not have gas there yet. So that definitely helps YugiOh a little bit. His gas income is better.
Yep, as you said, he adds them, and almost as if he got a message from you telepathically. Hydraless Den goes down here, and that's an interesting choice. He's going to get the Hydra this early instead of going into Infestation Pit first. I think he knows he has that upgrade lead and he wants to run with it. Really surprising is he doesn't start his +2 Carapace, He has the resource to do so. He has the gas.
He also has the superior numbers now in roaches. We have the second evolution chamber coming up for YugiOh, who wants to go into double upgrades on his own. But now he has to defend against this army. And Sleep is taking a bit of a lead here in the overall supply. I love that we have the Burrow upgrade for YugiOh. This is going to help him a lot with the hit point regeneration. But he does not have those Hydralisks, and that might become a big issue later on.
It almost looks like Sleep wants to just get these Hydras out instead of using the gas on the Carapace for now to have a better army composition to defend a possible fourth base while he starts to tech into the Infestors a little bit later if the game comes to that.
Both of them are about to finish those +2 upgrades, but if YugiOh attacks right now, that would be the worst timing in the world for him, because that would be exactly when we have +2 attack for Sleep, and his own isn't done just yet. That's just a small discrepancy between the two.
Yeah, and right now, I mean, he's got a massive army supply lead, 2 calories, 20 army supply up. Sleep actually going to try to go in here and assassinate a queen potentially. And YugiOh is starting to get torn a little bit thin. He's going to lose several of his harvesters at the 3rd base. He starts his own Hydralisk Den, but it's very, very late, and he's losing even more drones right now.
Yeah, he's falling behind in the harvest account. Units killed here, as you can see, and also workers killed 8 in total now. But here comes Sleep, and this is a really dangerous composition since we don't have the Hydralisk Den for YugiOh just yet. He's only relying on the roaches here. And his upgrades are decent, but he doesn't have the armor upgrade just yet, and he will have to fight. He's trying to flank with a small force that comes down the ramp now. A great concave here for YugiOh, definitely the better position, but the firepowered unit composition, that's what really comes through for Sleep.
Absolutely, the Hydralisk doing so much. He wanted to flank those Hydras. He knew that would be his only chance, but he just doesn't have the unit numbers. Sleep taking a 60 supply lead here, showing why he has a perfect ratio in best of 3s in this matchup. And I think YugiOh is dead. He's not even going to finish that armor, it doesn't look like.
YugiOh is down 50 supply at this point in time. The armor upgrade still not coming into play. And here comes Sleep moving into the mirror line. The Jones trying to fight their way to freedom, but this is not going to work. Too many harvesters down already. And here comes Sleep sniping those evolution chambers and battling the reinforcements.
Yeah, looks like the Carapace here barely going to finish, ironically, but it doesn't matter because Sleep 100 supply up here just has way too much. He has the upgrade anyways already himself. GG. And Sleep takes a 2-0 again.
Yeah. GG and well done, well played by Sleep. Going to the Premier League now.
It's his first time. This will be the first time he plays in the Premier League, and for him, a really great season so far. Just able to tear through that challenge league. He's coming from the preliminaries.
Yeah, so that was really well done. And YugiOh, on the other hand, we see him on camera here. He needs to go to the up and downs now.
Yep, YugiOh will have to play in the up and downs, which is kind of something he has a lot of experience with in the past. So he's going to be one of the heavy contenders for that.
Yeah, definitely. I feel that he has like decent chances there, but of course this was, I don't know. I expected him actually to perform a little bit better against Sleep. I was a little bit surprised. Like, he didn't really play bad or anything, but like Sleep seemed to always have his number. And Sleep has a pretty cool record in this matchup, but I expected YugiOh to put up a bit more of a fight.
Yeah, same here. You know, he played too aggressively. He just ran right into a brick wall. Sleep's defenses were excellent, and some of the timings we saw YugiOh move out with just didn't really seem to line up. He always had just too few units.
Yeah. So as it is, the game, our first best of 3 is already over. We have a 5-minute break coming up before we are heading into our Protoss versus Protoss. Trap is going up against Youngwine, our second best of 3 of the day. So guys, stay tuned, and then we'll be back in a few with the WCS Korea Challenger League.